Matt, you ready? That's it. Oscar, you ready? Fight!
Ferraiolo back up against the fence. He is in the blue shirt. He is calling Dos Santos to him, and Dos Santos walked right to him. Ferraiolo wants to play some kind of a game. I haven't seen this strategy before. I don't have the foggiest idea what he's doing, but I do know that he got his opponent, Santos, to play into him. What does Ferraiolo know up against the cage? Oh, that's where he wants to be. Oh, he is pulling himself up against the fence. I could begin to guess. It's very hard to take a guy down if his back's up against the fence. The problem with me assuming that that's the sole strategy here is you don't get any points for takedowns in submission underground. So I'm curious. I'm curious if Ferraiolo has an offense. And he pulls himself. Look at that. He's pulling himself there. Dos Santos is trying to pull him off. Ferraiolo is pulling himself to the cage. There is something Ferraiolo likes about this position. And he now has me curious. I could go from curious to annoyed somewhere in the next 4 minutes, but for right now, I'm curious. He's pulling himself to it. He is pulling himself to that fence. Defense is not near as important in submission underground as a good offense is. Defensively, I get why you'd want to be against the fence. I do get that for takedowns. But, of course, that theory is now out the window since Ferraiolo just sat down. So he's not afraid to be on bottom, but he wants to be up against the fence. And now he's finding himself in a triangle. Ferraiolo's going to need to create space here. He's going to need to get some real distance here. Oscar de los Santos looking to finish this match. Oh, that's getting tighter. Oscar's making this tighter. Matt Ferraiolo in some ways is pinned up against the fence. I don't know that I can make that assertion considering he's the one that sat down up against the fence. There's something about that fence that he likes. I've yet to see it yet. He's got me curious. Oscar de los Santos, very, very tight here. This triangle is not getting lighter. It's getting tighter. Oscar's probably not going to find this arm bar, even if he gets an extension of the arm. He's probably not because he can't sit back. Generally, you'd grab an arm, you'd lay all the way back, you'd use your hips and extend. The fence will prevent that from happening. Matt Ferraiolo starting to cage walk here. Oscar pulling him off now. Notice how the bend of the knee is right, or notice how the foot is right in the bend of the left knee there by Oscar. That's where it can't get any tighter, right? I mean, your head is somewhere within the hoop that those legs are making. There's nowhere to get tighter. I will tell you, Ferraiolo's got no quit in him because this is tight and this is not pleasant. And not only has he been dealing with a choke here for over 2 minutes, I mean, even a slow choke, my goodness, at 2 minutes in. But now you got Oscar trying to also manipulate the arm. Oscar lets the triangle go. Matt Ferraiolo just survived 2 minutes in a triangle. Not for nothing, but that's pretty damn outstanding. Suppose Oscar gets the credit because he's the one that created the position, but Ferraiolo just showed us who he is. Ferraiolo looks like he's even got a bit of a scuffed nose there. You know, your nose gets intertwined. The referee does not stop that. Ferraiolo trying to work on bottom. Oscar being very heavy on top.
1 minute remaining in regulation. 1 minute. Short time, Oscar.
All right, now Oscar walks him right down, and you're seeing Ferraiolo pulls right back to the fence. Oscar did not mind Ferraiolo there the first time. I don't think he minds this time. I'm just still curious what the strategy is. Matt Ferraiolo wants to be in the position that he is, which is his butt, his back up against the cage. He's calling him over. Oscar said, sure, we can do it over here. With 22 seconds left, I'm just not sure that I figured out what it is. Ferraiolo says, let's try this panel. Maybe this panel's better for me. Oscar walks in.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. Matt Ferraiolo has survived 2 minutes in a triangle choke. Something tells me he's going to be okay. Surviving back control, which is where he's just about to find himself.
Sorry, Oscar.
All right, the mystery will go on. Shayla's not going to get to find out what Ferraiolo was looking for from that position, at least not tonight. We've got a flip of the coin. Referee Dave Hagan looks on. It looks like...
Matt, you get to set. He deferred.
All right, Ferraiolo.
So let's face this way.
I apologize. So Ferraiolo won the choice. Ferraiolo has deferred. Oscar de los Santos has chosen the back, and the first stanza of overtime
Ready? Go!
has begun. Ferraiolo has showed us that he can be calm under pressure. I think what's that first stanza being caught in a topside triangle. It's a devastating position. I think he has proven that he's got good nerves here. He's now got Oscar de los Santos on his back. Notice Oscar's left leg, guys. Do you see how that's inside? He's choosing for it to be there. I don't know that I've seen, yeah, there we go. Now he's taken to the outside. This is the common position. You take that leg to the outside, you start to bother him, you start to hook it in the bend of the knee. When it was inside, it was a little bit loose. Ferraiolo hanging in here. Oscar's not going to be able to get it with this arm. He could if he comes back with his right arm, but his right arm is underneath the armpit, so it's in a bad position. He's not going to be able to find a submission here. Oscar's going to need to change his hip. See how his right hip is down? He's going to need to rotate that, get his left hip down. That would open up some opportunity, but he's also got to switch arms there. Now, guys, I only point that out because the submission is one thing on Oscar's mind. Oscar's playing another game simultaneously, which is the control game. How long can I keep him here? It's not the first piece of criteria, but it is on the list of criteria. And an athlete has to constantly be doing the math. He has to constantly be thinking in his mind, okay, Ferraiolo, a great job. He steps on that leg to get it free. He didn't capitalize, but I like the technique there. Ferraiolo, I mean, he hasn't mounted a big offense in this match, possibly none. But boy, has he ever shown that he understands the sport of jiu-jitsu.
Matt, what would you like? Same thing.
He's protected himself for 2 minutes in a back mount by a trained killer and 2 minutes in a triangle, half of it topside. I mean, Ferraiolo knows what he's doing.
You both ready? Yeah. Go!
Ferraiolo is known in the state of Florida. It's one of his claims to fame, but he is the most active grappler in the state. Notice Ferraiolo's left leg. Do you see how he has brought it inside? He's going to want to get that left leg to the outside. This is Ferraiolo's first opportunity offensively in this contest. He has not gotten to an offensive position. He is now starting in one, and we're going to get to see if he's been saving, if he's been holding out, knowing that this opportunity would come and just what he could do with it. Ferraiolo had a face crank there. Oscar de los Santos found his way out of it. Now you'll notice Ferraiolo's left leg. You'll notice it's to the outside of the body. It's a much tighter and better position.
1 minute.
I'm getting text here by you guys. I see it. Being asked about Craig Jones. I will give you a Craig Jones update. I will bring you a Craig Jones update. All right, Ferraiolo, he's got the leg where it needs to be. Oscar de los Santos is just hanging in here. I mean, they're likely to run this down, guys. They are likely to run this all the way out. This choke is just not getting any closer, and Oscar's doing everything right for the defense. There's also a placement of the shoulders of the defensive man, in this case, Oscar. Oscar's shoulders are a little bit too low, and only by about an inch. But they're just a little bit too low for Ferraiolo to be able to lock on the proper choke. Ferraiolo's got to have his chest and his back in a good position.
Get up.
And Oscar's just a little bit ahead of that.
Yep.
Oscar's choice. Let's see. Somebody pick an arm bar?
Sorry, where's the camera?
An arm bar just because old Chael likes to see him? Nope, we're going to the back here. They don't take Chael's opinion into this, huh?
Go!
All right, here we are. Okay. Deja vu. Different frame, same position. Oscar on top. Matt Ferraiolo. Again, looking calm in defense. You notice where Matt's at. Oh, Matt had the wrist there. He's about to compliment him for his hand control. This is the top of the second. Top part of the second stanza here. I'm not sure what it's going to take to make Ferraiolo quit. Now, this is tight. This can be tight if Oscar can extend those hips. Oscar had his hand in the right place, which was to reach across, put the palm to the shoulder. But he's then also got to arch those hips. Oscar representing Jay Page's Jiu-Jitsu. He's out of Portolata in the Dominican Republic. It was a fight to win. 170-pound champion. All right, Ferraiolo has found a way out. 39 seconds left on the clock, but that now represents the advantage.
Top of the third.
All of a sudden, Ferraiolo just became the leader in this match.
Lean back a little bit, Oscar. Ready? Go!
Ferraiolo trying to stretch him back. Ferraiolo's feet are already not in an ideal position. This is an opportunity for Oscar. Ferraiolo will get to an ideal position with that body triangle, but he's not there yet. Which means there's an opportunity for Oscar. I can hear the cornermen of Oscar yelling, "Don't wait." But I believe that Oscar may have waited, and Ferraiolo begins to make the adjustment. Notice how Ferraiolo's hips are on Oscar's hips. Okay, if you stay there, that's all the referee's looking for. You'll get to stay there all day. So your opponent, oh, he's got him. Ferraiolo's got him. He submitted it. Ferraiolo was patient all night long. He showed his patience. He got to the overtime.
Let's go.
Guys, am I missing something? I believe that. Yes, we are done. All right. All right, we got this thing figured out. Kevin Keeney, tell us who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission due to rear naked choke at 34 seconds in the bottom half of overtime round number 2, Matt Ferraiolo.
Here's your next baby. Go.
Tell him, Matt.